Hard to believe it's been 5 years already, but here we are. Pokemon HeartGold. Now, emulators have never been able to perfect the DS process. For example, these screens have to be side by side if I want both to be visible, and I kind of need the bottom screen for this game. You won't be seeing any Pokemon moves, stats, menus, any of that stuff without the bottom screen. Look how cool this intro is, though. Look at that guy on the left. What's his problem? I don't know. Trainers are looking cool. Starters are looking cool, except we're not going to be seeing them. More on that in a moment. And there's Ho-Oh because it's signifying the HeartGold version. Now, touch to start is a thing. However, we have means to do that. For example, look at my mouse. Shabam. However, we should talk more about this playthrough. So, we did Fire Red once upon a time, and Sean was in on it occasionally. Other people showed up on it. I think maybe like Tech Guy was on a couple. Michelle was on the very end of the series. Just me for the time being. Maybe that'll change down the road. I'm not sure. But we have a couple things we got to talk about. Most of all, we have to advance this menu. And my mouse will probably be on screen for a good chunk of this, so my apologies. But, you know, we'll leave it out of the way so it's not too distracting. First thing we have to do... This would be what it's called, Twilight. Yes. Very good. The first thing we have to do is make this text go faster. This is a randomized run, as you probably saw from the episode title and/or splash screen. What that means is things are going to get weird. It's not the most absolute randomized that it could be, where everything is fair game, stats are just off-the-wall crazy. Pokemon are still their correct types. They generally have their correct stats. However, pretty much everything that happens beyond that is going to be Crazy Town. What we start with, I don't know. It's random. It's not, Totodile and Company. It's 3 random, 3-stage evolutions. So it's not going to be a Darkrai, but it's going to be something that evolves throughout the course of it. It could be weird. It could be like a Dratini for a Dragonite. I don't know. It could be like, I don't know, like an Igglybuff. I don't know. Some other little touches. Everything can evolve throughout the course of the game. We don't have to trade, for example, or some other weird evolution stuff that we couldn't necessarily do on a ROM. Let's talk for a moment about this. This is the one generation where I think I like the boy more than the girl, like 100%. There's a couple that are close, and I've played like one of each in different playthroughs. There are a couple that are not close. For example, Dawn in Platinum in that generation is way better than Lucas, I think is supposed to be his default name. Whatever it is, he looks like a complete dweeb. But in this game, we're going boy. Absolutely. I don't even mind Crystal. I think she's okay, but I love this design. I think he's a badass. We'll just keep clicking for the sake of simplicity. Sure. Alright, my name. I haven't even really thought about the name. Sometimes we go O-Jam. But I want to have something that's fun to yell. 7 letters. I think her name's going to be Jenga. We could put an exclamation point or something weird, but... Yeah, my name's Jenga. What about it? Anyways, other random stuff. Abilities are random, so you could end up with all sorts of weird combinations of Pokemon that have abilities they should not, and they're either better or worse for it. All the trainers' Pokemons are random, just like ours. All the wild Pokemon are random. They're set so that they're random to an area, so each area is going to have like 5 to 10, maybe different Pokemon that you can catch in some way or another. This could mean that there are land Pokemon on the sea when you're surfing. I don't know, it's a crazy upside-down world. We don't unfortunately have options yet. We gotta get the options, like everything else, from our mom here. Alright, Lyra, who is the female character, was just here. It's kind of nice, too. You don't have to name a bunch of characters in the beginning. We name ourselves, which is what you do in an RPG. And then we just start going. We have other names to give out eventually, like to our Pokemon and also our rival, but we don't even have time for it right now. Oh my god, speed this up. Here's a bag. Here's a trainer card. Here you can save, which is good. This is helpful. Try touching the buttons. Yeah, we're going to do that right now, as soon as you give me control here. Yeah, fast. Please. Please, God, please. This is one I actually used. Button mode? I loved having the L button as the A button in games where that was an option. Oh, so nice, because then you can play with one hand. You can make all the jokes you want about that, but to me it was just nice to be able to do whatever I was doing, especially as I was doing like leveling or EV training. It was nice to be like, okay, I can, be working on the computer or making food, and I have just one hand available. That was pretty cool. Pretty legit. We got nothing else to worry about right now, so let's just move on. Fine, I'll go help Professor Elm. He turns out he does need our help. Now, this very first video is going to be a short one. As a Meryl runs into us. Because I have to make sure everything's working properly. I did tests on this beforehand, but I'm not sure how this is going to interact with YouTube. It's a wide screen because of the dual screen layout we have here. It should just give us black bars besides that, but I'm not positive. And before we invest a ton of time into this, I want to know for sure. So we're going to go grab a Pokemon. Now back here is this lovely individual with red hair. What are you staring at? Shoved away. It's not very nice, but that's okay. Hi, Jenga. Oh, I've been waiting for you. I don't know anything about your research because you're kind of a dweeb, but don't worry about it. Tell me. I'm just too cool. It's not your fault that I'm too cool. This is also, I think, the only game, I guess unless you're counting Pokemon Yellow, where you can have Pokemon follow you around, which is pretty cool. This is what he's talking about here. And in Yellow, of course, it was just Pikachu. Phone call. What a phone call. All he says is like, okay. Not goodbye, hello, not what's that, not can you clarify, not how are you doing, just click. Oh, he was reading an email. I thought it was a phone call. I feel very silly now. It's probably another Pokemon egg, which we don't care about. If you could just go get it. Okay, let's see what we're in for here. Beyond the settings for this, which I don't know what I'm in for here. I don't know. Touch a Pokeball. I hope you're excited because this could be just about anything. Again, it has to be 3 stages. A Weedle. A Togepi. Okay. And a Starly. So I'm not taking the Weedle because screw that. I've always liked Togepi, and Togekiss ends up being very useful, and we should have a way to evolve it. I think most stuff is by levels now. I'm also tempted by Starly, though, so I don't know. I like Staravia. Pretty solid as far as the normal flying types go. It's got good attack. It gets Intimidate on some of its forms, which is good. I have to take this Togepi, though. I love Togepi. Give me the Togepi. No nicknames. Everything else is too random about this. I need to know what my Pokemons are. And there's Togepi following us around, waddling like an egg should. Alright, so we have a way to heal in case we get hurt. We only have the one Pokemon. We don't have any Pokeballs yet, so we can't catch any friends. We gotta go past Cherry Grove City. We gotta go on a little errand to start the game. But I actually kind of like the beginning of this game quite a bit. Now, before we sign off on this opening part, let's see what exactly our Togepi's rocking here. He's modest. He loves to eat. He likes to say Chucky Brie. So, a lot of the beginning Pokemon are now set to have other moves at their disposal. Now, this works in our favor because we have decent moves like Vice Grip, which is better than, say, Tackle, and Blaze Kick, which is a fire move, which is usually pretty strong in the beginning of the game. Depends on what the first gym leader is, but in this case, we'll be okay. However, it also means our opponents will have Pokemon that have stronger moves, so it's going to be a bit of a slugfest. The only downside is, of course, our Togepi, well, he's not the best at attack. However, he does have huge power. So, it's doubled but it's down 10% because it's the negative 10 here. Special attack is boosted on it. So it's going to actually be pretty strong in the beginning here, relative to other stuff we might have gotten, but it's also not quite as good as it could be. And that's going to be a thing we probably say throughout this playthrough. So, this is just the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even seen their first wild encounter, or it could be like a Lugia or something. I don't know. Stay tuned for this series. I'm really excited about this. We've been putting this together for a long time, and now it was finally time to pull the trigger on it. So I hope you will enjoy this as much as I expect I will, and we'll see if any other special guests appear along the way. The rest of these videos, as they go forward, will be longer, so thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll have the insanity beginning in part 2.